Thank you so much for watching Landumc Goes There. Please subscribe and hit the like button and the bell notification button. Just a couple of years after Dirty Dancing and 1 year before Ghost appeared, Patrick Swayze plays a bouncer with a PhD in philosophy in 1989's popular film Roadhouse. At the time, the producers predicted that it would become one of the best drive-in movies ever made. But after many cable airings, it has instead become the quintessential so bad it's good film experience. The movie was directed by Rowdy Herrington, and it also stars Sam Elliott, Kelly Lynch, and Ben Gazzara. The storyline goes that Patrick Swayze's character of Dalton is an expert cooler, a barroom bouncer who can break up fights without getting himself killed in the process. Frank Tillman, the owner of the Double Deuce in Jasper, Missouri, has hired Dalton away from a bar in New York City because he needs someone who can handle the nightly outbreaks of violence at his bar, the Double Deuce. He wants a guy that can teach the rest of the bar's bouncers how to handle the nightly crowds. Dalton ends up getting injured during a fight, and he's treated by Dr. Elizabeth Clay, who's the local doctor in town. Dalton's early successes and his budding romance with this doctor enrages Wesley, the town's crime boss. When Dalton continues to defy him, the stage is set for a dramatic confrontation that will test Dalton's limits and decide the fate of the town. Kelly Lynch, who played Dr. Clay, wasn't the producer's first choice for that role. You see, Annette Bening had originally been cast in that spot, but she soon was fired. Patrick Swayze just didn't feel any chemistry with her at all, so they had to let her go. Not a bit of the film was actually shot in Missouri. Although it's set in Jasper, Missouri, it was shot in California. And it's said that the crew was forced to make the Double Deuce look more like a dive bar on the orders of the producer, who originally, when he saw it, thought it looked too nice. Patrick Swayze's handsomeness caused a lot of problems during the production. A pickup truck containing a group of middle-aged blonde women attempted to drive right up to the star's trailer to meet the actor. And during the big fight by the river, a raft of Swayze-loving ladies sailed by, and a female extra playing a waitress was too busy staring at Swayze to watch where she was going. She tripped and spilled all the drinks on other extras there. Now, Swayze didn't like the fact that he had to wear a mullet during the production. He was really troubled by that look. He was also working with a bad knee. After the 5-day-long shoot fighting Marshall Teague's Jimmy, he ended up needing to have his knee drained of almost 3 ounces of fluid. He apparently had been suffering through knee problems before this, needing another procedure during the production of Dirty Dancing. Red West, who played Red Webster, the auto parts store owner, went to high school with the King. That King I'm talking about is Elvis Presley, and he was a member of what is called the Memphis Mafia. West was a songwriter who acted in some Elvis movies and also did a lot of work as a stuntman. The town in which the film is set is a fictional community outside of Kansas City called Jasper. And as Dalton arrives into town, a Welcome to Jasper sign is visible. There actually is a Jasper, Missouri, that's south of Kansas City, and it has numerous rivers running near it, just as are seen throughout the movie. The film also alludes to calling a friend in the FBI in Springfield. Springfield, Missouri is 65 miles away from Jasper. But as I said earlier, none of it was filmed there. Many of the characters in the film are named from infamous and famous Wild West personalities. Wade Garrett shares his surname with Pat Garrett, the sheriff who shot and killed Billy the Kid. Brad Wesley's last name is the middle name of John Wesley Hardin, who once fired through the wall into the next room of a hotel where he was sleeping and killed a man whose snoring was bothering him. Kelly Lynch's character is nicknamed Doc, a nickname shared with the gunfighter Doc Holliday. Emmett, who owns the barn where Dalton rents a room, has the same first name as Emmett Dalton, leader of the bandit ring, the Dalton Gang. Marshall Teague initially didn't get along with Patrick Swayze at all. While filming their big fight, both men quickly realized that they shared a dedication to realistic stunts. They developed so much mutual trust that they improvised a lot in the scenes and allowed each other to throw real punches and kicks. When Jimmy swings a log at Dalton, Teague mistakenly thought it was a breakaway prop log, and by the end of the shoot, Swayze was covered in bruises, with 2 broken ribs and that busted knee. There was some particular criticism in the wake of the film's box office disappointment that was directed at United Artists for marketing the film as lighter and more comedic. This was done in order to attract female moviegoers who had enjoyed Patrick Swayze in 1987's Dirty Dancing. However, the film's long afterlife on video and cable made it a complete cult classic and cemented its place in history. Kelly Lynch spent an entire month in a real emergency room preparing for this role as a doctor. She learned how to sew up a proper stitch for one scene in the film, but that scene got changed. They ended up putting staples in instead, and she was somewhat irritated because she had actually gotten pretty good at sewing in stitches. Julie Michaels, who played the beautiful Denise, is front and center in the film and has one of the most intriguing and exciting dance numbers in it. It's one where she loses her top during it and has everyone in the bar, including Swayze, glued to her moves. But she was extremely nervous leading up to the shooting of this dance scene because she had never performed without clothes on before. But what really makes this strange is that the night before filming was done, her boyfriend killed himself. The producers were initially going to postpone the shoot, but she ended up telling them that she wanted to shoot the scene, even though she was a complete emotional wreck during it. When you watch this scene, you sure can't tell it. Go back and watch Roadhouse. It's not a good film by any means, but it's still fun to watch. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll continue to chase the classics.